Pence doesn't see anything unhealthy about these tea parties. In fact, just the opposite. The congressman joins me now. What do you think about that?
What do I think about the comment that they're unhealthy? Well, I think it's a comment made, obviously, by an advisor to the president that was nowhere near Sacramento, was nowhere near Donner Park in Columbus, Indiana, was nowhere near any one of these tea parties. What I saw in my hometown, and I come from a little small town in southern Indiana, was over 1,000 people, men, women, and children, turned out of all ages, who are just not buying this routine that we just heard from Austin and from the White House about that this administration is somehow committed to fiscal discipline and fiscal responsibility. I mean,
actually, I was in Sacramento. A lot of them don't think either party is.
That's exactly what I was about to say, Neil. I mean, the truth is, I oppose that Wall Street bailout from the beginning. I oppose the expansion of the prescription drug entitlement under the Bush administration and this massive deficit spending that
many in your party
under
did
Republicans.
Not. Many in your party did not.
Well, but
the rage expressed not only these people who dress like revolutionary war characters, which scared me on many levels. They were saying, look, a pox on both parties' houses.
That's exactly right. Because last week, what was accurately reported here on Fox, these were not Republican demonstrations. They were not Democrat demonstrations. These were American demonstrations. The American people know we can't borrow and spend and bail our way back to a growing economy. And they also know that an administration that just passed a budget out of the House that will result in $1 trillion deficits every year for the next 10 years is not committed to fiscal discipline.
They just think your point is an empty one when it's coming from, maybe all Republicans just say, we're recovering alcoholics and we don't want to go back to the bottle like they did. And you'd have a lot more credible reaction, right? Now, I know your view on this, and you have been consistent in your votes against this largesse, but that's the rap Americans have against your party.
Well, and look, it's a fair rap. I mean, the truth of the matter is that the prior administration came in and doubled the national debt, but the answer is not tripling the national debt in the next 10 years on top of that. What the American people want to see Washington do, and they want to see both parties do this, and they want to see the administration do it, is to begin to draw the line on behalf of future generations of Americans and to say, look, we cannot pile a mountain range of debt on our children and grandchildren.
Well, do you believe that half the deficit thing in a few years is going to be half what it is?
Well, look, if you believe the economy is going to be growing by 4% next year, Neil, then you can believe by the end of this administration that they're going to reduce the deficit down to current record levels. Remember, all this administration is saying is they're going to take it down to about $600 billion a year. We can do better than that. We have to lead this government back to fiscal discipline and reform, and Republicans are ready to do that.
All right, we shall see. Congressman, very good having you. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you, Neil.